Fill her up.
You're listening to the Gas Digital Network.
So, I mean, you guys podcast, we podcast. Podcasts, like, they ain't shit until they are something.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's very profound. It's a very
I like this podcast.
But it's like Kill Facts.
We have,
it is what it is.
We have our loyal subscribers, even though the people like on YouTube will never see this unless we put it out eventually, which I hope we don't.
Geo was in jail and Derek was in prison. Then they came out and made the decision to become comedians and start a pod. Now it's called On the Gate.
With that song, bro.
Oh, he looks good. He looks good.
Yeah, I got a picture of you up right now. Fucking that picture you sent me.
Which one is it?
I cut your friend out of it. Whatever.
Oh, that Yankee one?
No, the one you sent me, you golfing. I cut that Republican dude.
Oh, with the little guy? Yeah, that was actually really nice, man.
Yeah, fucking. No, you look. That's you. How? This is.
That's me. No, that's actually me.
You look good, man. You look healthy. It's JJ, by the way, but you look good.
I'm not healthy, but I look healthy.
How long have you been out now?
Of prison?
Yeah.
I got off parole. I didn't even know I was off parole. I got off. I actually just stopped going to parole.
But you were done.
Because I knew I was done for like fucking. I had all this anxiety that I was fucking up and shit. I'm like, dude, I haven't went to parole in like fucking 8 months. I was already off because of that new.
The new law?
That thing you get. Yeah, I mean, I get a letter. Eventually I got the nerve to call. I was like, because I know they can't fuck with you, really. So I eventually called. They're like, nah, you've been off parole for 10 months.
And you were
so
like,
the whole time, I didn't sleep for 10 months. I'm fucking petrified that I'm fucking up.
They're going to run in there and get you? But how long have you been out? You've been out over a year now, right?
3 years, I think.
Oh, shit, it's been that fucking long?
Yeah, because I had a year and a half to do the after shit. And then, so probably 3 years, I think. And I've done nothing with my life since.
Hey, man, what's up? It's JJ. I'm a comedian as well. I'm curious, like...
What's up, JJ?
So I don't know the whole story, but can you say, like, what type of prison you went to? Like, maximum...
Oh, I went to... No, I went to mediums.
Okay, is that still rough?
Yeah, well, because Derek knows, maybe Geo knows. I don't know Geo's whole story, but I've watched a hell of a lot of podcasts, so I think I know some of it. And fucking, so when you're in mediums, if a guy killed a guy 30 years ago, and he's coming up for parole, they put him in the mediums.
Oh, really?
As like a transition. So you might be in a medium, but you're in there with people who have done some serious shit.
Scary? Is it scary? So I watch a lot of like.
You're more scared of the COs, and
really?
they'll both. Absolutely. I saw somebody get his fucking head kicked in for taking a chicken patty out of a mess hole, and four COs beat the living shit out of this guy.
Yeah. You got
now as long as you don't. No, it's a huge day. It's a money-making day.
What was your, how'd you feel about the people that you were locked up with? What is there the most of, you think, in prison?
Well, the worst people were the white dudes.
Okay.
Because they try to act like little gangsters, you know what I mean? At least the black guys are gangsters, you know what I mean? At least you know they were selling crack and shit like that. These white guys, like these, I don't know, the ones that try to, they're like, yo, when I get back out on the town and shit, I'm getting my weight up. Those kind of guys.
Yeah.
When you're the one
I told them one kid, that he's just talking, and I'm sitting in my cube, and I'm just observing everything going around, just waiting for my chance to say something stupid. So this dude's like, he's exactly what he's like, yo, when I get back on the town, I got my weight up. So I'm like, yo, why don't you get your vocabulary up, or maybe your math skills up?
Hey, what happened? Did he step to you?
No, I tell you what, though, like all the bloods in there, because we're in New York, so everybody's blood. Dude, like the head guys, they liked me because they respected me. I didn't gamble. I didn't do, I didn't. There was no reason not to like me. Plus, I was a maniac. Right. So, dude, I almost killed the head guy with laughter. when I said this to this little fucking guy.
I thought you were gonna be like with a coat hanger.
Yeah,
I
I
was
was
like,
gonna say I almost beat him half to death.
Why they don't like gamblers?
Listen, no, I mean you can gamble, but I mean if you
He didn't owe
fucking
people
get-
money. If
You don't
owe
want to
people-
run up tabs.
Yeah, if you,
Yeah.
dude, if the few times I saw some really bad shit, it was always over money and like lying. Like people be like, no, I got you, I'll get you a couple. What do they call packs of cigarettes in there? Bricks, right?
Yeah.
And I'll pay you with, you know what I mean? And then something happens and they don't have it and they're not honest about it. And then, you know, if you do that enough times and you're a dick, they'll fucking make sure you get out of the dorm, but they're going to do it a
Buying
certain way.
drugs too. You buying drugs, you getting involved. There's a good chance.
Yeah, I watched this white dude with a fucking long ass ponytail get his ponytail cut off.
like in old Japan.
Now I
Yeah.
see,
You dishonor
I
us.
see that shit as pure. I see that as pure comedy. You know what I mean?
I go down these like weird rabbit holes of documentaries, and one of them, I went down the rabbit hole of the maximum.
I went down rabbit holes. I was actually in the Hollow Earth rabbit hole once. That's not a good place to be.
That's Hollow Earth, man. The deep sea, all the aliens down there.
Those are the people that the flat Earth people kick out.
Really?
Yeah. I got a documentary for you to watch. I can't name it, but I'll send
No,
you
you
the
can
link.
name it. This
We're on the
behind
paywall. You can name
Oh,
it.
it's called the Euphoria.
It's about
It's very anti-Semitic. It's
So-
so bad.
Is that the one Kyrie was talking about?
No, he was talking about. I think it was like a book or a documentary on
Black
Amazon.
Israelites.
This is like not on anything. It's not on YouTube. It's on its own.
Yo, you know the thing with the anti-Semitic shit? You know what the most anti-Semitic shit is?
what?
The fucking Torah. If you ever read that,
They're a holy book.
dude, the shit that they do to the fucking in the Bible is worse than anything we do nowadays.
True. He fucking makes a good fucking point.
Um,
That's that prison wisdom right there, baby.
the
I got my vocabulary up.
so I go down this rabbit hole of the docs on like maximum security, and I'm sure you guys. I mean, I know Derek, and I know you too. Like Big T, you probably heard some stories, right, dude?
Well, they call that behind the wall, right, Derek? If you're behind the wall, you're in a max.
Yes.
Isn't that what they call it?
Yes, behind the wall.
But dude, the what's scary to me is how they've and it's like a public documentary. It's like they're talking to the COs and the wardens, and they're like, yeah, we could basically just group it up into like families and gangs and stuff like that. So I'm like, so they're just making money to keep people in their, like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And like
It's the prison industrial complex.
the prison system is.
Yeah.
I heard. I don't know if it's exactly correct, but they need to be kept.
If you
80%.
want to do some independent research, there's a couple crimes that you could commit. You'll just go away for a year or two.
Really,
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
well, I don't want
Yeah,
to do.
I mean,
no,
like the shit out of here. No, I mean, if you want to do independent research.
no, I don't want to do no research.
It's a slippery slope, though, because you don't want to get jammed up for too long.
Well, the thing with Jeff, and this is, I've known Jeff for a long time, and he is he is freakishly strong and a maniac.
Oh, you look
But-
like you look like, same with Derek. You guys both have that look. I wouldn't want to fuck with you guys.
Oh, I want.
Dude.
Listen, this is a good part of the conversation, so I won't interrupt it. But Derek, don't let me forget to ask you about con body. Because
yeah.
you do not have that. You do not have the same body that you used to have.
Oh no, I've fallen off fucking big time. But Jeff, I would consider. He's the kind of guy when you're locked up that is, you know, he's funny. I'm sure he's holding court, making everybody laugh. And he's not tied to any gangs or anything, which also can make him, you know, pretty fucking dangerous. Because at the end of the day, you got nothing to lose, and you're gonna do whatever you got to do to survive. Now you.
Monthly Nightclub is a subscription box for guys and gals who like knives, the outdoors, and everyday carry gear. Every month, they send you a new name brand knife on autopilot. They recently updated their ultimate knife and gear boxes. Now, the knife of the month included in the ultimate plan will often have a value equal or greater to the entire cost of the box. right? They've also added name brand automatic knives from makers such as Hogue, Sig, Saucer, Kershaw, ProTech, amongst many more. There are many tiers of name brand knives and EDC. Gears starting at $25, and you can save 10% on your first month with the coupon code GAS. That's coupon code GAS from Monthly Nightclub. Now back to the show.
We're
People
gonna take
used
it.
to get their asses kicked for farting in jail, though.
Yeah.
That's the only time I've ever even gotten close to getting in a fight, dude.
Farting?
Yeah.
Oh, bro, break it down.
Did you fart in somebody's face?
Or in a car.
Well, no, I would get made fun of a lot in middle school for being like quiet.
You?
Like, my teacher would call me mute and stuff.
I don't.
And like it was probably one of the last days of school, dude. I just kept a straight face and like borderline shit my pants, dude. And it was so funny. But the kid behind me was like, "Dude, if you do that again, I'm gonna fucking knock you out."
And what do you say?
I did it again.
And I said,
I feel like this kid's probably like half your size. Like,
No, he was huge.
He was bigger than you?
He was probably the same size as me.
yeah.
Just eating
Dude,
farts.
he took the wrong bus home, followed me home.
To fight you.
Yeah, I was walking home with my sister, dude, and I felt the snowball hit the back of my head.
Damn.
Oh, shit.
And
Did he beat the shit out of you?
he just said, "Dude, fucking fight me." And I was like, "Dude, who are you?"
Who am I even?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know who you are, but you'll always remember me.
It is hilarious to me that your teacher was making fun of you and calling you a mute. That's so
Oh,
fucking.
dude, all my teachers did, man.
Really?
Yeah, it was bad.
I wish.
That's Rhode Island right
I
there.
kind of like that vibe. Do you think it helped make you who you are today?
I don't know, man. It kind of hurt me a lot.
He's like, I haven't
didn't-
got over it yet.
It didn't help him like promote talking more. Like, hey, look at this fucking mute dickhead.
Yeah,
All
dude.
right.
It didn't help me at all.
Talk stupid. You should throw a football at him.
Yeah,
Did they think that there was something wrong with you?
I think so for sure. Yeah.
I mean,
they didn't help or anything.
now that I know you, I know there's nothing wrong with you. But if by first glance and maybe the first few interactions, like, you know, I'd be like, yeah, something.
Yeah, especially when the farts came around, dude.
The farts come into
The
town.
fart started.
When the Saints come marching in.
Dude, was the fart loud?
Yeah, dude.
Oh, when
Super
the
loud.
taints.
Comes
Yeah.
out
Oh,
my
when
ass.
the taints. Oh, when the taints
They
come
out
marching
my
in.
balls. Yeah, we got it.
Bah, 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 bah.
The fart in the shit ass. Yeah, we got it. boys.
Yeah, we got it. Yeah. No,
now we're cooking.
We'll put that on vinyl.
When
Imagine
the
being-
taints come
Fart
farting
my
in.
ass. Very good.
All right, we have Jorge. Let's go. Armed felon could get 7 years in prison after tirade at Dunkin Donuts. This actually happened in Brooklyn, mine and Ethan's home borough.
Y'all are crazy.
What was that, Natalie?
So
Just saying hi.
it happened in Williamsburg.
Get out of here.
Yeah, a drunk man tried to go in late night and get 6 pumpkin donuts, but they only had 5 available. And he was really drunk, and
This sounds like it's got Johnny Salami written all over it. That's
Bear Claw was not an easy substitution for them.
all right. So let's look at this.
I like
Are you guys
Natalie
retarded?
popping in.
I am, yeah.
Natalie popping in very quickly is very
yeah.
fun.
Yo, Jorge's getting back at us for last week.
I like peekaboo Natalie.
Peek me down.
Jorge's been mad at us for weeks.
Not both of you.
Just me.
I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding.
Everybody hates
So there we go.
Damn.
No way. That
Is this
guy's
the
going to
guy?
jail?
This is the guy.
That guy's in prison.
That is the Wigger Prince of Brooklyn right there.
This guy looks like a
100
Harvard professor. I can't
He looks
believe
Mexican.
Yeah.
He looks
robbed a
Hispanic.
Dunkin' Donuts.
That guy is definitely Italian.
I voted for
What's his name?
local treasury.
His name is Antonio.
Yeah.
And the problem was he was brandishing a weapon at the same time, and he was on parole.
Nice.
All right.
Yeah.
Wait, pull that picture back up. So he decided to risk parole and his life over one pumpkin donut.
He
Yeah.
already served time for attempted murder.
Dude, yeah, blow that up. I can't read it, Jorge. My eyes too.
The feds say he
I
went out of
can't.
his
The,
gourd.
this website is ass. I don't know why. Antonio Rosario, who served time for attempted murder, was caught with a loaded gun after the feds say he went out of his gourd in a Williamsburg Dunkin' Donuts because employees there couldn't fill his order. One of the store workers described this to a 911 dispatcher. He wants 6 pumpkin donuts. It's the stupidest thing. He wants 6 pumpkin donuts, but we only have 5. So now he's screaming all in our face telling us you're going to fucking make it. That was what the worker said on phone.
This guy,
on 911.
he was really standing on business.
Thinking they make the donuts at Dunkin Donuts, being that fucking retarded, and realizing they don't.
I actually
And he
worked.
played-
No, they do
guilty.
make
Yeah.
them.
They bake them?
They bake them at Dunkin' Donuts, but it's not all of them. So
Oh,
there'll
sure.
be one Dunkin' Donuts, and they'll have a bakery in the back, and
Yeah.
they'll send them out to like 4 or 5.
Yeah,
Right.
sometimes you like got to put the cream inside the Boston cream. And
Hey,
shit like
yo.
that. Yeah, pause, no diddy.
Pause. When I came
what?
out of jail, when I was
Which Dunkin' Donuts in
19, I worked
Williamsburg
at
was it?
one.
Where? What does it say? What street? I want to know if it was the one on Bedford.
Oh yeah.
Bedford Stuyvesant, the livest one.
I don't think it says.
That's
Doesn't
the
say.
dude I did.
Wait, do you
I know,
live
it's
here,
the
or
only
this is
one.
where you grew up?
I grew up here.
All right.
That's why I'm so thug.
Yeah.
I thought you were like from Minnesota.
Why is
or
that
some
funny?
Shit.
No,
Why is that funny, Tristan?
Wait, you look. Like
I was
a
also
mechanic
taken
in
aback
Greece.
when I found out that
It just says Williamsburg.
that Ethan was from. Yeah, he's a outer borough guy.
Thank you, man.
Yeah, I did.
I don't know what to do differently. I mean, I do a fake.
Don't do anything
Yeah,
differently.
I
You're
know.
perfect the way you are.
Thank you,
Don't
Derek.
stop.
Hey,
What the hell?
yo.
Yeah, dude.
Don't stop,
Yeah,
dude.
yeah, you're right.
This has
actually.
probably been
Little
like our
bit.
No, dude.
Yes, did.
I'm giving people their
Yes,
flowers from now on. I'm not
Yes,
not
did.
holding
That's
back.
even gayer.
It's awesome.
You give a man flowers.
Yeah.
You
I'll
code
do it.
switch, Derek? You're a Brooklynite, or no?
I
You just
I code switch
all the time.
fucking time. Yeah, dude.
Between Jewish and Puerto Rican.
Yes, 100%. He's absolutely right. I also have to code switch at work.
I pretend to be like Italian around black guys because I can't do black accent. I'll just be like, "Yeah, man, it's fucking bullshit."
You turn the accent up.
Yeah, I pretend
yeah,
like
yeah.
I'm from Bensonhurst.
So I actually one of the last program I was in, they made a bunch of us take like a speech class, like how to talk properly. So like my accent only really comes out when I like get upset now or I'm like really tired.
Yeah,
You know what I
that's the
mean?
only time I really. What's your Arizona accent? What do you guys say?
That's it right there.
Yo, what's up, everybody? I really suppress it. I do hard.
That's good. Yeah, you do a great job. I've almost never heard that before.
Yeah. It's like that one rapper who like says his voice is 9 octaves deeper. Have you seen that guy?
Yeah,
He's just been like, "This isn't my real voice, man." It's like, "What's your real voice?" It's like,
Yeah. Who the fuck was that? I remember that. I remember that. So we didn't get anything out of Dunkin' Donuts. Let's go with families say organs of deceased inmates have been removed without consent. This is
Real
a good
quick,
one.
is this the guy that you're talking about?
People say,
Yeah.
ask him about his real voice. I'm like, what does that mean? Is that an inside joke? Nah, it's real. What they think your voice
Oh,
is?
DDG.
I really. What the?
That's not how you really talk.
That is my real voice.
I just talk like this when I'm trying to like make music and make content.
But I really talk like this in real life.
Fuck off.
I feel like that's bullshit.
That's Black Johnny.
yeah.
That's my brother, dude.
That's Johnny Summer Sausage.
Yeah,
No, that's Johnny Kielbasa, dude.
Johnny Kielbasa.
Johnny Kielbasa.
Yeah, yeah.
Johnny
Johnny Hot
Sanchicha.
Dog.
Yeah.
Yeah. How did you get the name Johnny Salami, Johnny?
I
Give us the origin story.
I was drunk at a bar, and I think it was in college. There was a group of like 12 sorority chicks, and I just walked up to them.
Whipped
and,
your cock out and be like, God damn. Look
Yeah.
They're like, God damn, look at that salami.
at that salami.
Well, salami's about my nipples.
Damn, dude, that
Yeah.
sucks.
Yeah, it's not about my penis. Dude.
So your nipples just look like 2 pieces of salami.
Yeah, I have salami nipples, so that's where the name came from.
So your nipples are huge.
You're bumming
I don't
me
know if
the
they're
fuck
that
out, man.
big.
Right.
Wait, so you had your shirt off at this bar?
No,
Oh, wait, let him finish the story. Yeah, so
Yeah,
you
yeah,
walk
yeah.
over to
no,
the
I was just drunk at a bar.
You walk
in
over to
college.
these prostitutes.
There was like 12 sorority chicks that were like supermodel hot.
Right.
And I just walked up to them and I screamed at the top of my lungs, "Yo, they call me Johnny Salami." And none of them laughed. But my friend got it on video.
And that was the origin story.
That was the origin story, dude.
And so now you go buy Johnny Salami.
No, I was just like, when I started the podcast, I just didn't know what to call it. And then I just remembered that. And I
Well,
was
you
like,
do go by that because I don't know your last name.
other people call me that. Most people don't even know my real name, dude.
It's
Do you
Psyche,
tell
right?
people?
Psyche.
Is your name
Psyche,
even
yeah.
Johnny?
Yeah.
No, dude.
Johnny Psyche.
What's your full name?
Jeff Bezos
Ezekias,
Jr.
dude.
What?
It's Ezekias.
Is Ziggy is?
Yeah.
Johnny
Ziggy is Psyche.
That's not
It's
even.
my real name, dude.
Not even.
I almost believed him, man.
Why would you believe
It sounds like a weird, like a white person name.
Why would you believe that?
My name is
Derek,
Kai
you
St.
fool.
Cloud.
You absolute rube. Go buy some drugs from a cop, why don't you?
Oh, thank God. You guys really made me feel good today. Oh,
Johnny Ziggy Salami.
Ziggy Psyche.
That's awesome.
Believe me. And I told him. And I was getting on stage and I went to go smoke weed, but then I went out there and nobody was there to smoke weed, so I had to walk back in and get a lighter. Nobody had a lighter, so I had to go.
Retards are trying to take over the world.
That story that you told, I promise you, that's how I felt like that's how GBM got mixed up in the whole gas world. I remember doing a rooftop show in Philly at Tom
Gay Blind Mike.
So Tom used to help us do shows on his roof, right? And GBM was interning for me at the time, so he would come and help and get things going. So at the end of the night, we're leaving. We're about to go back to New York, and like I would always look out for Mikey to be like, Mikey, do you need me to walk you home? Or I would order him an Uber because we were like in the city, and he lives like way out. He's like 40 minutes outside. You know what I mean? I'm like, you want me to get you an Uber? Because I'm leaving now.
And
you know
get
what I mean?
offended to be like, no, I'm good.
Well, he didn't say anything. Tom, without looking back, in that same voice goes, "We'll get the boy home."
Wow.
All right, dude. Like, and he's been a part of the gas universe ever since.
Wow, what a story.
That's great.
story.
I always wondered where Gay Blind Mike came from.
Heaven.
He just Mr. Magoo his way in here.
He's an angel.
He reversed it. He went from heaven to earth.
Yeah, dude. He's a fallen angel. He's a fallen. That's why he's blind, man. He hit his eyes on the way down.
Yo, I just watched this weird ass movie about this lady who used to do diving horses in Atlantic City.
Wait,
So back in Atlantic City,
Wait.
back in Atlantic City in the 1920s, late 1920s, my grandmother grew up in Atlantic City, so she was big on this. They would take a horse, send him up a huge ramp, and then put a pretty girl on it and throw the horse off like the same way you see like a clown jump into a thing. And this woman went blind because she went with her eyes open, and the impact, it just like burst
Ruined
her
her
fucking
fucking
retinas.
eye,
Or whatever. Yeah. So
God damn.
Christ, what did she hit?
the water.
The water.
Oh. It's just been her eyes were open. Yeah.
Oh my God.
Steel pair, yeah.
No.
Yeah, my grandmother she grew up watching this kind of shit.
What year was this?
1920s,
No.
bro.
Oh, that wasn't that bad. Actually, that was a really low drop.
Huh?
That was really nothing.
Why the fuck were they
She
doing
didn't die.
that?
She
No,
didn't.
I said blind.
Yeah. She wasn't supposed to have her eyes open.
Yo, that was not a high drop.
I mean, bro, it
expecting,
doesn't
I mean,
take
with a
much
horse?
pounds of pressure to explode an eyeball. It's very delicate.
So what, does
Very-
the
Why do you
horse
know
just
that?
drown after that?
No, it
No,
swims
he
out.
swims out.
Horses know how to swim?
Yeah.
Yeah, a little bit.
Yeah, you can
That doesn't
lead a
make any
horse to water.
like scientifically. If
I
you
mean,
think
they
about
ain't no Michael Phelps, but they know how to get around.
I feel like
get around.
I don't think they can.
No, they can. They can get around a little bit.
Yeah, why do you doubt
Nah,
that?
I'm with you. I don't think they can.
I don't think horses can swim.
I've never.
not?
Have you ever seen a horse swim?
Have you
I've
ever
seen this movie. Yeah, they swim out of the thing.
How many
movie.
cowboy
It's a
movies
script.
they get stuck somewhere because there's water that they can't get?
No,
out?
so a couple of
You're
them make it
thinking
through.
of the never-ending story. That was the swamp of
No.
sadness.
They made all them horses sad,
and it was a big dog.
and
not a horse.
they forgot how to swim. That was a dragon. He was a dragon.
He was a horse.
He was a luck
dog.
dragon. Yeah.
he was a dragon.
He was like half dog, half goldfish. Weirdly.
Yeah.
There you
Well,
go.
yeah, there you go.
There you go.
Look,
That's
doing-
fake news.
Yo,
That's
could you
fake.
imagine?
There's no way
Could you
this is
imagine
real.
It would
accidentally
have been funny
getting
if his
kicked in the
cock was
water?
hanging down.
It's just
Oh
flopping
no,
behind
that
him.
water's nice and cold. Keeping
nice
that
lady
cock
horse.
right up in there.
That is a nice. Maybe you can't see it because the water's cold.
Dave said that 2 minutes.
Wait, hold on.
Ah, fuck.
That was a brown horse. Let me see a black horse. Swim. Let me see it. Show me a video of a
Black
horse.
Beauty? Can Black Beauty swim? Jorge, what's this thing you have prepared for us, my friend? I'm always excited about
I have an
this
old favorite game for you haven't done in a while.
Jail time. Jail time. Jail time. Jail time. Jail time.
Oh, I love this.
That's right, folks. It's that segment of the show where we tell you the crime and you tell us the time you think they were sentenced to for prison or jail.
I love how Jorge's like prison or jail.
I thought he was actually talking, and when I did see his lips moving, I
this is
freaked
the
out a little
fucking.
bit.
No, he just smiles because he's like, yeah, I made this.
Yeah,
That's me.
he's very proud of himself, and he should be. It was beautiful. What do we got, Jorge?
So the first one we have is in Columbia, South Carolina. A pastor was arrested for violating city's noise ordinances and found guilty of unlawful sound amplification.
Was he preaching too hard?
Was this a Dominican pastor?
You'll see in the
I would
picture.
say he's black.
Unlawful sound application after ignoring weeks of complaints from neighbors that their church was too loud.
Was this in a movie theater?
All right, black church. Never mind.
Yeah.
If it's a white guy, oof, we're changing
That's
things up.
crazy. How you call
just,
cops on black church?
They have like a SWAT team. It's like, all right, we're sending in the magician. We're sending him in. Clear him out. Clear him out. Is this your card? Oh shit!
I'm out of here. Fuck. All right. So 6 months of complaining, you said?
After about a month.
After about a month of complaining, they charged him with disturbing the peace.
Yeah, unlawful sound amplification.
I'm gonna say he got.
I say no jail time.
I say no jail time.
I say maybe a year or 3 probation.
What was
6 months ACD?
What was being amplified?
Just the church was
Was it like Christian rock, and was it like a white church, or
No,
was it
it's
like
a-
trap remix, or
It was just a church that was celebrating too hard.
Damn, bro.
He's just speaking the gospel and blowing it through the.
This country's
What do
going
you
to hell,
think, Sydney?
guys.
What do you think? He went to jail?
I think he did 4 months.
4 months. Okay.
I think he was quite belligerent about it all.
Yeah, like a noise ordinance isn't going to get you to jail, but if they send people,
They
out,
trying to shut us down, but I don't give a fuck. We gonna preach this
We
word.
gonna turn it up for Jesus.
He represented himself.
the Lord
in
go
court.
make
Jesus will be my lawyer.
The judge is like, "Sir, I told you stop wearing green suits to court."
Yeah, dude, stop quoting Revelations. This is a court of law.
All right, let's see. Let's see.
So, Pastor Johnny Clark got 2 weeks in jail.
Oh,
Really?
Yeah, and then he had to pay a $10,000 fine
2 weeks.
because he violated
Pastor
because he
JC.
wasn't listening
Yep,
to
they got him.
police.
Johnny Clock.
He's got a nice suit though.
2 weeks they gave him for
He
that.
looks like a lawyer. You
Yeah.
got that lawyer suit on,
Yeah.
the 3-piece.
2 weeks and a $10,000 fine. That's a lot. That's a little excessive.
You made me swear on this Bible.
Dude,
Yeah, but it's how he was acting after
Probably,
the crime.
yeah.
He was acting out.
and also, South Carolina is still a very, very segregated place. Like, it's so. Damn, they literally threw the book at him. They
2
threw the
weeks,
book
that's great.
that he was preaching
good
out
book.
of. Yeah,
The
out
good
of-
book.
The good book
out
at
of
him.
Yeah. What else we got? brother?
appalling, abominable, outrageous.
So the next one
Then
was
threw my ass in jail.
was in Emporium, Pennsylvania. A woman pleaded guilty to aggravated assault for shooting a county district attorney in the leg at their law office because she was unhappy with the way that their secretary handled her business.
Hey, sometimes you gotta light a fire under these people's ass.
What state was that again?
Pennsylvania.
I say
Pennsylvania.
5 years flat. I say.
Yeah,
Wait.
I say 3 years.
I'm very curious. Like she was spreading her life business, or she was like her financial business.
No, so the district attorney was a regular lawyer beforehand, and so she was upset about whatever happened with her case years ago. And when she went to go confront them, the secretary gave her the runaround, and so she waited for the district attorney to come out and shot him in the leg.
Well, you can't do that.
Well, that's not attempted
You shot the
murder.
DA.
Yeah. It's not attempted murder.
So-
You said he shot her.
Shooting a DA is pretty serious. I
That's
don't
pretty
know.
gangster.
That
But she also
might-
stalked him too. Like this.
that
is
might be like
Wait,
minimum 10 years.
So a girl shot a guy. The DA was
Correct.
male.
That's
Correct.
important. That's a very important
Yeah.
distinction.
Male. Was
That
it
is-
self-defense?
Did the lady have an XY chromosome?
That is important.
Is she boxing in
That
the
is-
Olympics right now?
Can Your Honor? Can my client?
Obviously
dunk?
not. She only hit him in the leg.
Your Honor, my client can dunk a basketball. Therefore, she's a man, and she'll be tried as such. Like, sir, that hurts your case. God damn it.
So I say 3 years.
I
I would say 3.
I say 5 flat.
I
What do
say
you-
10.
You say 10? All right, what do we got?
So one Paris Diamond Mincy got 4 years.
Ooh, god damn,
Damn,
she's fly.
Yeah.
Is she still locked up?
Oh shit. Okay.
Alright, so-
Okay.
With
Maybe
time.
you
4
should show
years.
the
We got
picture.
time.
Yeah.
She was unfairly treated in this situation.
Yeah, she should have been
She was
released on her
innocent.
own recognizance.
Damn.
That DA tried to rape her. I guarantee you, he tried to rape her, and she had to shoot him.
She's about to have 4 new pen pals.
God damn.
What? Hold on. And
Holy
what year did
she's
this happen?
Oh, this was 2023, and then she got sentenced in 2024.
So she's still locked up.
Yes.
Can you send me her name, please?
He just Paris Diamond.
No.
Paris, yeah.
Paris
I'm
Diamond.
not gonna remember that.
I will never forget it.
Yeah,
bro. Yeah, I saw this
Can
video.
you find other pictures of her actually
Yeah,
real
for
quick?
sure.
I tried.
Damn.
They're all white.
Damn right he tried.
Damn, she got that girl got a bad case of best pussy disorder for sure.
So, and she already had a criminal charge against her, right? That's why she was beefing with the DA.
Yeah.
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 I wonder
That was important.
what was the other charge?
I didn't say in the article.
Damn, I wish I knew what it was.
Dude, there was
Because it was basically like, yeah, we're gonna just roll this all into
Just
one
the
now.
judge,
the
like-
other charge was probably like fucking.
The judge is like sentencing her and blushing, but like, oh, ma'am, nice to
Ma'am,
see you.
I am supposed to give you 10 years, but
but maybe a full if you want to get drinks later, perhaps.
Dude, there's a guy online.
if you let me drive you to prison.
He does like how to pick up women in unlikely places. And like before, he made a video. It's like, oh, you go on Facebook Market, you look for people selling engagement rings, you look at the women, and then you hit them up, you message them and shit like that. Because they're newly divorced. And
I'm not really interested in an engagement ring. You got anything else though?
And then I was just like, yo, that's pretty
Creep in there?
genius.
Yeah.
And then he comes
Yeah.
across my algorithm the other day. But this one, he goes like, yo, this is a weird one. But he's like, but you're going to get some freaks on here. He goes like, you go on the sex offender registry and then just look for the women. And then you look for a woman that's like, that looks kind of good.
Right.
And then you find them on Facebook and then hit them up. And he's showing you this whole process.
Right.
And then like you look at the page, obviously in the mugshot, they don't look that
So
great.
we had a lady who was trying to work at Combud. So we were like Combody. It's a gym I work at, and they only hire you if you've been incarcerated before.
Okay.
But we don't hire sex offenders or snitches, right? So
Can you look to see if Miss Diamond over here is on the sex offender
Yeah.
registry? See if that first
she's
charge.
definitely-
People that work,
I-
is that the same policy for the weed shop? Because they look pretty soft in there. Like, the
a
security
couple,
doesn't,
a couple
but-
of the weed guys definitely did some serious time for sure. Especially the guy in the back who gets all the weed together and puts it through the little safe slot. He did a lot of time. He's definitely a violent individual, or was a violent individual.
He slipped up there, a little fruity.
No. He's still a violent individual. Don't try Combody. I'm telling you.
If he stops smoking weed at any point, he hulks out.
Yeah.
So
He's got to sedate himself.
oh, now you want me to edit that out?
Oh,
Now-
yeah.
You know what it is? Like Natalie's like a genuinely like sweet person, and she would hate me because
Wait,
I'm such an asshole. Like
Natalie, if you
I'm
had
so
to-
toxic that she would just be like, oh, like. She'd come in here just purposely trying to like bomb the episode.
Natalie,
she'd
you guys
get us
would be a
kicked
good
out of
couple.
here.
Wait, one of these guys had a question for me.
No, you guys would be a good couple.
Okay,
I'm
don't-
curious though, if you had to date anyone from Gas, who would it be?
Whoa.
Be
Can I
honest.
take a guess?
That's a
Can I
great-
take a guess?
I guess Lewis.
Not
No,
Gas.
not
Gas.
no,
but
no.
Gas podcast members.
Yeah.
Oh, I was gonna say workers. I was gonna say Gay Blind Mike.
Or workers.
Podcast members like hosts or
like people who have a show
On the
here
platform.
on the network,
Yeah.
or people that work here.
Corinne Fisher.
I'm
it'd
gonna
be-
say.
There we go.
I'm gonna say
Good
Louis
answer.
J. Gomez or Ian Fidance because he's
Ooh,
he's
I
in-
would see Ian.
He's into the same
Ian.
shit you are.
I would pick Ian before Lewis.
Yeah, but the money.
Dude, that's gonna
you
make
don't,
Lewis so
True.
mad.
No, Lewis knows it.
You don't want to go to Jamaica a couple times?
Nah, I lean toward men who are probably gay. That's my type.
Fair.
Oh, so
Body,
Derek,
get in there.
Derek.
You're saying there's a chance.
So Derek has a chance.
I thought you were gonna make me choose Geo or Derek, and I was like, nah, don't make me choose between my gay dads like that.
No, I would never.
It's horrible.
Yeah.
I'm your uncle.
True.
All right.
Yeah, I'm more
And
of a
not,
gay
not the
friend.
weird kind either.
I'm more of a gay friend than gay dad. Don't make me seem that old.
No,
True.
bro, you're 20 years older than her.
No, I'm not.
Well, what are you? 38?
I'm 10 years older than
10 years older, and I'm 15 years older than you. How old are you? You fuck.
27.
Oh.
Well,
both
you were
27.
born in Mexico, right?
No.
Oh, I thought you were. I was gonna say we don't. Your guys' paperwork usually doesn't add up. It's usually not right.
Yeah, it's like adopted cats.
Well, just a lot of Spanish baseball players that come to America and they think they're getting like a 25-year-old, but they're
You're thinking of that fucking movie where the kid had the crayon birth certificate.
Well,
where he's like,
bench
bench
warmers.
You're thinking of bench warmers.
I-25.
Orlando Hernandez, he used to play for the, they call him El Duque. He used to play for the Yankees. They thought when he came he was like 24, and he was really like 38.
Oh, but that's a real thing.
Yeah,
that was
That
the
is a
Manute Bol
real
story,
thing.
dude. Manute Bol, they drafted him when he was like 42 years old.
Did they really?
Yeah, and they thought he was like 21.
That's what.
Dude, Manute Bol played in the league till he was like 55.
And then he
but,
died,
But
right
they had no
after?
idea. Yeah. Yeah, he died of old age the year he
in the
retired from the
league.
league. They thought he was 36.
And his friend is just Bull. His son
son.
is just Bull.
Bull.
Yeah, Bull.
What a
Bull.
sick name.
Dude, I had a cousin who he was nice at baseball, and one of the scouts, I think he was like part of the Yankees farming team. He's like, "Hey, listen, go to Dominican Republic, go play in one of those camps."
Right.
He's like, "Because they're sending the scouts out there. You're not. It's going to be hard to get like discovered out here." So he goes out there, and then comes back because he missed his girlfriend. Right. She ends up leaving him a year later. So he comes back for this bitch. She leaves him for another man. And then now he goes like, years have passed. And he goes like, all right, I'm going to try again. So now the scouts are like, all right, you're a little too old. Take one of your cousin's birth certificates and names, and we'll let you in. So all he had to do was change his name from fucking Edwin to Anthony. That's it. Kept his last name. And he's like, no, I don't want to do that.
Yeah.
I want to play under my own name.
Anthony's a better name anyway.
Wait, hell yeah.
Than Edwin?
Yeah, Aunt D, you know what I mean? He had that little nickname. And then he doesn't take it, and then years go by. Now he's 30, and he's like, yeah, I'll go do it. And they're like, no, it's too late.
Yeah,
You're
bro.
old.
No one wants
You're
a
old.
30-year-old fucking Dominican, bro.
He ended up playing a season for the Long Island Ducks.
That sucks. Dude, he made every wrong choice.
Every wrong choice. One, he picked a bitch over his future.
bro.
Bitch over the pitch.
Bitch over the pitch.
You can never. You know what? You know
She
what
blew
I
up
got
during the summer of love.
You know what I got from watching these videos with you guys? It's just I need to be closer with my family. It just really brought me. It just
He's like, I miss my grandmother. I miss my daughter.
Yeah.
Let me get back into their lives.
I
Right
wanna go
now.
hiking with my dad. It reminded me of my childhood, like for sure. I never really realized how much I've been involved with the police growing up, like even as a toddler.
I've never growing up, I have no interactions with the police almost whatsoever, except like in like my like late teens, maybe like hanging out with the kids in the schoolyard and they're smoking weed or something, and then the cops come and then they just kind of like put their lights,
They're
they
like,
like
"Whoop,
light us up, and then we like walk away, and then that's it.
And they sexually harass you guys, feel you up real quick. Fucking.
None of that. I've never been touched by an officer that I wasn't dating.
Prove it. Do Shannon being like, I can't believe I've never been.
Oh my God! So you're not going to touch me right now?
You're not going to decentralize.
Do you know how
me
many?
Right now?
Do you know how many fireman singles dates I've been, singles events I've been to, and you're not going to touch me.
So
Please
Shannon,
just touch me.
no dice with them guys they brought for you, huh?
On the SCR show?
Yeah, no, right? I mean, I'm gonna be on. They're not a good.
Yeah, they did not look
a good.
good.
pick.
They all look like
Figs
magicians.
looked down. He's like, none of them are good enough for her.
Yeah, I was like, not for my mommy.
Not for my queen.
Not for my queen.
I
Yeah,
really
why did they
tried.
look like magicians?
And it's just, you know what, like I am not as superficial as like I can be labeled, and I maybe am, but like a personality can really make me look past almost anything.
Mm-hmm.
And it's just like this guy, and this is behind the paywall, so I don't feel bad to say this, but like it's just like he's not like playful. It's just like it's not fun.
Like he doesn't put you in a body wrap.
I like how we
no body wrap.
I like how we pretend the paywall is $7,000. Some guy's got to pay $15,
But they have
and
like,
you can see
this guy's not going to do it.
Yeah.
He's a volunteer fireman.
$8.99.
Promo code OTG.
Shannon, Tom's right here. He's been
No,
here the
thank
whole
you.
time.
No, thank you.
He's very playful.
Tom's wearing a white puffer jacket right now. That is a bad sign.
Yeah, Tom's built like he should be singing over a fucking barrel fire and shit. Shoo up, do up, sibbly bebop.
He is from Philly too. That's that scene from Rocky.
Motown Philly's back again. Sibbly bibbity boo.
So bad.
But Shannon, yeah, you definitely deserved better than what they brought you.
Thank you.
The two rock star type guys really felt like
Hold on,
type.
time out.
Yes.
Rock star. Maybe rock band or grunge band or garage band.
Heavily in quotes.
Yeah.
And by rock band, we mean the game on Xbox, not an actual band.
Rockstar, we're talking frontman Chris Cornell, Eddie Vedder. Some dudes like them guys got personality.
These guys were playing in the Virgin Megastore.
I feel like you'd like that dude Struggle Jennings. Have you ever heard of him?
No, I don't know who that is.
Is he black?
No, he's a white guy. He's
his name's Struggle?
Struggle Jennings.
Damn.
Yeah. He opens up for Jelly
country?
Roll. Yeah, he's a country guy.
I have heard the name before. I don't know.
Bring
what
up a picture of him. Shannon's gonna follow him after this. Cause that seems like your type of guy.
Let's see. Oh, I like.
Yeah, you see? Look
Okay,
at
but he looks short, maybe.
No, he's a tall dude. I met him in person.
He raps.
He's a tall dude.
Is that his wife right there, though, with the green hair?
It doesn't matter.
All right, so that's Struggle Jennings right there. So now I want you to put in a guy called Life Jennings, Lyfe.
Oh, like
we're gonna.
That's not her type.
We're gonna.
It's a black guy.
We're gonna. So he was an R&B singer. He was
and that's
barely any
my
muscle.
real problem with it is the no tattoos.
You don't like
that's
guys
my
with
real
tattoos?
Problem. No, I'm joking. No, it was a racist joke.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So
I do like tattoos.
that's Life Jennings. All right, that's the difference. So
No, thank you.
This
It looks
guy,
like Timberland's sword.
he did 15 years, right, and then he became an R&B singer, and he had this song "Must Be Nice." It's about him being locked up, and everybody is out enjoying their life.
And he's definitely grabbing his ankles. In
I
jail.
find
Songs
nothing
like that. To come out of jail and do R&B. You was singing in the showers, man.
dude. But also to like try to make people like, all right, I get it if you're like trying to like, listen, man, it could be way worse. There's people who are locked up behind like in a cage behind a wall somewhere. But like to try to
That
make
Mexican
people
lady's kid right now.
to try to make people feel bad about not being in prison.
Yeah, the term "must be nice" is such passive aggressive bitch shit.
100%.
Obnoxious.
It must be nice to be a law-abiding citizen.
yeah. Must be nice to have never gotten in any trouble. Fucking end up in prison for 15 fucking years.
Wait, what did he do? Why did he go to jail?
Fucking selling cocaine.
Oh, I mean, that'll do it.
Oh my god! All right, let's close out on something. And get the fuck out of here. I had fun though.
I gotta find my work phone.
I'll find my work phone.
Who has a work? What do you need a work phone for? What do you do? Fucking
Work, bro.
You know,
He doesn't work at a liquor store.
I'm sorry I don't fucking make stupid videos for Arthur Cantina.
His work phone they use for TikTok and Instagram.
Yes, mate.
I just do running TikToks or drug counseling TikToks.
Because when I was selling like coke and shit like that and crack, you would never. There was like one small town that had dope, and I didn't know those people. You know what I mean? I think by like 2012, I knew one person that sold heroin. Everybody else, it was all pills still, Roxys, Perks, Oxys. And then all of a sudden, they started busting all those fucking doctors. Because I had like 2 doctors where you just give them $150 and they give you 120 blues.
Damn.
The Roxys, yeah. Baby. This is like back in 2010, 2011. Like this is back then. So
Simpler times.
Back when Roxys first came out.
I mean, it truly was, 'cause
Dude,
it
I was
was,
selling them for
dude.
15. Like it was, no, back then it was, you pay 50 cents per 1 milligram. So if it's a 15, I'd pay $7.50 for it. And now those things go for $30. Dude. I was like, damn, I'm selling drugs at the wrong time. And they got bail reform now? Fuck it,
dude.
that would have been easy. But yeah, like I saw like all these doctors get busted and all of a sudden it became hard to find pills. And then out of nowhere, everybody just started selling heroin. And I'm like, oh, this seemed like it was more like orchestrated by the government. You know, like get my fucking QAnon hat on. I'm like, oh, this was definitely like planned. Because it was just right around the time we went into like Afghanistan in what, 2002, 2001?
2001.
And then all of a sudden we're just fucking heroin's making its way over here. Like, what are they doing with all that shit? And you see pictures of like fucking like the Marines protecting the poppy fields from the Taliban because the Taliban's burning it, knowing that because it's money, they're burning American money doing that shit. I was like, wait, you guys fucking gave us a fucking heroin problem.
Man.
Like,
There's
it's
nothing
wild.
worse than a guy on heroin who has conspiracy theories on.
That's
top.
all I did. That's
That's
all
the worst.
I did.
Alex Jones him.
Dude. God damn it.
Real bad man.
Yo, dude. Yo, deadass, that's all I would do, bro. I'd take perks and just stand in front of my computer, just fucking watching Loose Change, fucking Fahrenheit 9. That's all I did was watch conspiracy theories while I was on dope.
Yeah, dude.
It was the best thing ever.
Yeah, when I think part of the most fun about being on Perks was just getting into Ken Burns. Like, I love Ken Burns documentaries.
Oh, okay,
And
yeah.
I would binge watch TV shows, and I got into vinyl too. But like, there was Yeah, I think what was the last Ken Burns one to come out during that time? I think Vietnam was like
Vietnam.
the year after I gave it all up. But before that, baseball was big. That was probably my favorite one. There was a good one on Prohibition. And then when I really got into vinyl, that was the most fun because I would just go to yard sales and then I put a record on and I'd just lay on my floor. And be like, man, this is the life, dude.
Man,
zoning out.
That is not. I was actually telling my girlfriend yesterday because I don't crave booze like really at all. But there are days where I'm like, you know, it would be fucking sick right now. And one thing I still would like just crush. And when I remember telling her, she's like, that's a lot, but I guess I get it. I would love, like on hot days, a pint glass full of blackberry brandy on ice every day. Dude, I used to buy bottles of that just to like, that was like my little like at dinner wine. Yeah. And then I would drink bourbon on top of it and I would watch movies. And the thing I would do is I would try to write subplots for movies, and try to make connections to movies that don't have any connections. Like the connection I did was in The Karate Kid. I tried to make the connection from Karate Kid to Revenge of the Nerds with Lamar. If you watch Karate Kid, the actor who plays Lamar is on Cobra Kai. He's in the background.
I haven't watched that show yet, but my daughter.
No, not the show. I'm talking about the movie.
Karate Kid.
Oh, the
OG
movie.
Karate Kid. If you watch it, when Dan LaRusso is going up against Johnny Lawrence at the tournament, you see the actor who plays Lamar on. He's part of Cobra Kai.
I don't remember. Was he super gay in Karate Kid?
No, that's where this comes into the thing.
All right.
Is that he was put in Cobra Kai because his father was an abusive piece of shit. He's like, you stop being gay and you join the most violent karate group we can find. And then they graduate high school and he goes to college and discovers himself
and he's got
as a nerd, as a gay nerd. It goes right. That's why he hates the bullies so much. And I was like, this is $1 million idea. I don't know.
Left Cobra Kai and joined Cobra Kai.
Yo, thank God you didn't take opiates that much because it would have been even wilder. Like, let me tell you how the plot of Up is connected to Armageddon.
Also, where was that guy during Building 7? We never even saw him.
Yeah, where was that?
Where was that piece of shit balloon house? Yeah.
Dude, like with drinking, like I like day drinking once in a while in the summertime, but then I feel like shit. Like by the time it's 7 o'clock, I'm like, I end up going to sleep early. It just fucks up my whole day. But like, while it's like noon, I'm drinking by the pool, just getting fucked up on my phone, listening to music. And I'm like, this is the best feeling ever. I wish I could stay like this all day.
Dude, I
keep drinking and I'm like, no, I feel fucking worse. By the nighttime, I'm like, fuck.
Dude, I was thinking that, like, to what you just said, it's like, damn, on a day like this would be incredible. But then, like, I realized, like, everything, I'm just like, all right, children's funeral, man, this is great drinking weather.
Yeah, dude, everything about it, dude. Yeah. It didn't matter what was happening, especially when the first lockdown happened during the pandemic. I was like, oh, dude, when because they stopped, like for a while, you couldn't get alcohol in Philly. Like you had to go to New Jersey or have had a guy come do it. Dude, the day that they opened up to-go cocktails in the city, dude. Get the fuck out. You would just walk around with a like plastic deli quart container full of fucking bourbon and just be like, look at the world falling apart. Like this is the best day of my life.
Dude, I feel like a lot of people either became drug addict alcoholics or became clean during the pandemic.
Yeah, that's what the rise of like, if you look at how popular non-alcoholic beers are now, it's because of the pandemic.
Yeah,
people
every brand has their own non-alcoholic.
It's because people were going so fucking hard.
Yeah.
Like no one gave a fuck for a good month and a half. No one knew what the fuck was happening in the world. So they're just like, yo, bring me all of it.
Dude, it was so bad because like we were just doing like rooftop shows and park shows. And nobody was going anywhere. Like before, like, you know, I got to go this spot, I got to go here. Nobody went anywhere. Everybody just stood there hanging out, drinking till like 3, 4 in the morning. And then, like, I'm like, oh, we're doing this shit every single day for months.
And there was no, at least, I don't know how it was in New York, but in Philadelphia, there was no, like, because they were just opening up limited spaces and you could only be here for a certain amount of time. But, like, the to-go cocktail shit, no cops gave a fuck if you were. Dude, I walked around
all drinking in the streets
with a bottle of booze, just like a straight up bottle of tequila. Just
That was
like,
New
"Yeah,
York."
this is wild. No
Yeah.
one stopped you. No one cared. It was like, this is insane.
Because everybody, they did the fucking, those sheds.
Yeah.
In the street.
The outside.
Yeah,
the
patio.
The
whatever.
cedars.
Yeah. So it'd be nothing but that. And so you could just be hanging out there just drinking. You're not even buying it from there, but the cops are not fucking with
Didn't
nobody.
care.
Dude, I got away with a DWI during 2020. Like this was, I think this had to be like June or something, like just still like at the height. And I had moved back from Alabama the year before and kept my plates because it was cheaper. And when the guy pulls me over, he's like I was doing like probably like 85. I was doing 95 before and I slowed down. So I'm like, thank God he didn't catch me like 10 miles before. But I get pulled over and the first thing he comes up to the car, he's like, were you smoking weed? And I was like, I didn't say anything. I just stayed like this and goes like, he's like, your eyes are bloodshot and your car reeks like weed. And I was literally just smoking like while I was driving. And he's like, where you coming from? And I was like, well, I was visiting my family in Yonkers. He's like, oh, you're from Alabama. He's like, yeah, I just came up last week. Like I've been up here for like a couple of days visiting. And he has his mask on. He's got his distance. So he's just like looking at me. He's just like all worried and shit. And he goes like, all right, I'll be right back. He just goes, gives me the fucking ticket and leaves.
Man.
And I think what saved me was this is when Alabama was at the height. They
Yeah,
had, like,
dude.
the highest rate of COVID.
Yeah.
And I told him like I just came up. He sees there's no mask on.
Did you cough for a second?
Yeah, because of the weed.
I just came up and I've been kissing everybody.
Yeah, I was like, I was just hanging out in the city, visiting family. Now I'm going back to my parents' house, and I just got the speeding ticket. And I was I was drunk too.
Yeah,
I was not just high. If you would have breathalyzed me, I would have been fucked.
Yeah, dude.
And I got lucky because of the fucking pandemic.
Wild times.
Yeah.
Wild times.
All right, what's this last thing we're going to talk about before we get out of here?
Oh, put that first reel on the one with the staircase. So this is a guy claiming that a guard pushed him off the stairs in jail.
Oh, I think I did see this.
Oh, I need to make a stitch on this. This is
I
so
love
great.
this
The music
sound.
is fucking wonderful.
I already made one, so
You did?
Yeah.
I'll do it too. I should have did it weeks ago. So turn the music up. I can't hear
Threw
it.
him off the tee.
There's nothing.
Oh, he just jumps.
I believe.
You gotta respect
I
it.
can touch the
He
sky.
fucking committed to the act out.
That's so funny.
Yo.
Every night and day. It is a good song. It's a great song. He's in jail.
Yeah, he is in jail.
He's in
That's
jail. His
perfect.
kids get his money now.
There's
So
no
that was
money.
actually R. Kelly that was jumping
He-
off the stairs. That was him.
He can
He
be
got
charged.
fat. He got fat.
He can be charged for that.
I mean, they'll probably put him in a suicide dorm.
Oh,
he's,
for
he's,
sure.
He's in a dress right now.
That is insane.
Yeah. That's a long fall. That's,
Yeah.
No,
that's
yeah,
pretty high up.
That's
Yeah.
crazy. Yeah,
He definitely broke something.
He's trying to hurt himself. For
He definitely
sure.
took a bump.
Yeah. That's insane. And then, like, you can't get paid for that. Like, they're just going to cover the medical bills. That's
No,
it.
but you can try.
Yeah, I mean, I've been in tears like that before with the stairs and
Yeah,
everything.
they call those pods.
Yeah, I never saw
This
anybody.
is hilarious.
I never saw anybody do this.
I know I was locked up with a guy.
It looks like he pushed him to me.
Yeah, it does look like it.
Depending on
Some
what he's
can argue.
Depending on what he's in prison for, he might be
That
actually
is-
innocent.
I love that. Someone said I'm impressed by the knot on the towel because the towel stood up.
Oh, you know what? That looks like it was actually. I think he was in the shoe, the segregated housing unit. They're probably taking him to go shower.
Probably.
I bet you they were taking him to go shower.
Yeah, he wanted to get out one way or another.
Yeah, he's definitely going to the med unit after that.
Yeah. And then,
that's
well, no,
crazy.
suicide.
The
med
thing is,
unit.
the shoe is a crazy place because depending
Is that
on
solitary?
segregated housing unit.
Okay.
Yeah, a lot of times what happens too is like the yard is connected to the back of your cell, so there's just another door in the back of your cell, and then they pop it, and you walk into a cage, and it's just you. Right, so you don't really have any contact. The shit can get to you. Plus, depending where you are, people will be rapping all day.
Yeah,
they'll be like, "Yo, yo."
Hysterical.
Yeah, when I was in the box, it was just everybody slept till about 2 p.m. It was quiet,
and then they rapped.
And then from
until
there
5.
to maybe like 2 in the morning, nobody shuts the fuck up. And it's just 20 people that can't see each other, but they're all talking and yelling across.
That almost gives me like anxiety.
That's torture.
It's entertainment at some point.
How long were you in there?
4 months.
Not solitary.
Yeah, solitary. I did
Why?
4
Why
months
were
in
you
the
in there
box.
for
If you
4
asked me,
months?
it should have been longer.
Oh, because you got caught with weed. And
so
you? How
did
long
me.
were you in
And
there?
I've spent definitely well over a year of my life in solitary.
That's fucking good. That explains so much.
Honestly, I now I'm like, oh, okay.
I used to refuse to work, and then they'd send me.
Did you like to be alone?
And then I'd be like, I'm ready to come out. I'm coming. I'm ready to go to work. I'm ready to be a good boy.
One arm bigger than the other. Let's go.
I'm a big hip hop fan. I'll tell you that. But that shit made me hate rap for a little bit. Them motherfuckers just like, yo, check
being
it
locked
out.
up with black people?
Not that. The white kids rap too. The white kids rap. I mean,
That was the worst part. Was the white kids rapping.
There was one white guy in the box when I was locked up, and mine.
Oh, they made him say the N-word.
They made him say the N-word.
Yeah, we'll close on this.
And
This
then
is great.
starved him. So he was like, he had brain surgery and everything. This guy was like 6'7".
He's like Lenny from A Mice and Men.
Yeah.
Oh.
So he was just like a slow dude, whatever. And
rabbits.
So they kept pressing. These are like young kids that are like 17.
They're like, yo,
18.
say the N-word, man. It's cool.
No, because they were saying that like you can say it if you want, but then they kept fucking with him afterwards.
Yeah.
They weren't telling him to say it. They just kept pushing his button.
I wish Jared Waters was
And
here.
then
I
he
wish
goes
we
like-
had that drop.
He's like, shut the fuck up, you fucking. And then everybody's like, oh! And they starved him for a week.
You know what I think about
They
that
would
white
take-
kid? You know what I think about him?
He was the best guy around.
That's what I think. That's what I think about that white kid.
That shit makes me miss Leo for real.
It's beautiful nigga shit, I have to say.
Who is that?
A star from Starbuck Wow.
Yeah.
It's beautiful. So they would give him his tray and they would take out the main dish and just give him the sides, which is like
The guards?
No, the inmates that would serve the food cart. So they would only get. So if you had like a chicken patty with mixed vegetables and mashed potatoes, they'll just take his chicken patty and be like, "That's all you're eating." For a week.
And then they
just
questioned everybody about it. And this is what Geo said.
All I can tell you, sir, is that he's gay. Gay, gay.
We're just gonna end it off on that.